You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Not what I voted for. 3-time Trump voter tears president apart, based on an article by Matthew Rasa. Trump got rich. His voters got played. The money trail is the story. A 3-time Trump voter told MS Now what the political class keeps trying to blur into confusion. Not what I voted for. That is the useful fact here, not the sentimental one. Donald Trump is in the White House. Donald Trump is the one allegedly becoming more than $2 billion richer in a single year. Donald Trump is the officeholder with the institutional power to turn public position into private gain. The rest is fallout. Power was never the point. The source makes the dynamic plain enough. Trump is not merely failing to help the people who backed him. He is enriching himself while their economic situation worsens. The voter in Florida says he feels poorer. That is not a misunderstanding. It is a political result. The presidency is being used as a wealth engine for the man holding it, while ordinary supporters absorb the loss and are told implicitly to call that loyalty. This is what corruption looks like when it is normalized, not a single bribery scheme with clean edges, but a continuous conversion of office into brand, image, and revenue. The crypto sucker trap. Pat McCrory's comments cut through one layer of the con. Trump's allies are not just watching him get rich, they are getting emptied out on the way there. McCrory says the money is being made through high commissions on Bitcoin trading, with some supporters losing probably 70% of what they put in. The structure matters. The people closest to the pitch take their cut whether the asset rises or falls. The believers take the risk, the operators take the cash. That is not market participation in any serious democratic sense. It is extraction dressed up as patriotism. Misdirection by design. The most revealing part of the coverage is what it refuses to sanitize. The disappointment is not rooted in mystery. The voter says he is confused and a little disappointed, but the political meaning is sharper than that. Trump told people he would fight for them. He is doing the opposite. The source points to self-enrichment, image management, and crypto profiteering, then stops short of naming the full machinery around him, a movement that monetizes grievance while leaving its own base poorer. The weaker actors here are the voters who bought the pitch. The stronger actor is the president who sold it. The enabling class. McCrory adds another important detail. Crypto influence reaches the Banking Committee, the AG Committee, the Commerce Committee, and both Democrat and Republican lawmakers who make the rules. That is where the story widens from Trump's personal graft to institutional capture. A corrupt industry does not need unanimous support. It needs enough access, enough donors, enough legislators willing to treat regulation as a bargaining table rather than a public duty. That part of the story should not be softened. When lawmakers of both parties are open to industry pressure, it is not a neutral bipartisan tradition. It is how extractive power survives across administrations. The political pattern is straightforward. Trump uses office for personal accumulation, markets loyalty as patriotism, and leaves his own base holding the loss. The media-friendly version of this story is some supporters are getting disillusioned. That is too gentle. The real story is that authoritarian-style politics does not need to deliver for its followers. It only needs to keep them emotionally enlisted long enough to keep the grift moving. That is the system error, not confusion, not buyer's remorse. A ruling project that turns public office into private wealth, then asks the victims to blame the market instead of the man at the top. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Amy. Thanks for listening.